Salah, but I'm looking forward to him hopefully being able to come off the bench within this matchup tonight.
There is Casemiro hitting the ball on, looking for Thiago, who has been a bit of a sensation in the English Premier League this season with Brentford. Vinny Jr. getting on the front foot, getting the Brazilian supporters onto their feet as well.
I know every time there's a tournament, Rob, there's always questionable players that get selected, but I think someone like Igor Thiago, he's had an unbelievable goals for Brentford, and I feel like he deserves his opportunity. There was a lot of talk about João Pedro not being selected. He's had a brilliant year in a really underperforming Chelsea side.
There you go, Brazil. Immediately trying to get Thiago into that. Any suggestions that this is a friendly have gone out of the window? Two sets of completely committed players.
Yeah, this is great press in the midfield as well. Lovely little ball from Paquetá. You see exactly what he was trying to do, and I think Egypt recovered quite well there to just usher it out. But we know how good Brazil are at getting that ball to the 18-yard box. Their final third entries are one of the best in the world, and they will create time and time again. And they're also pressing really high. They're not just good on the attack, Brazil. They defend very, very well from the front. And I think if Egypt play this way in this game, and I know it's only 3 minutes in, it's going to be a really long night for them because they can't get out of their own half.
Through the ring, and Ancelotti looks like he's going to a wedding, doesn't he? Complete with his traditional three-piece suit, the waistcoat up there as well. There is Vinny Jr. trying to lay the ball off to Thiago, and Brazil pleading for a penalty. Paquetá claiming that he was being held back in the area.
Yeah, again, giving away the ball very cheaply in those areas from Egypt. You can see they're trying a little touch. I mean, that's not a penalty. You can do equally both very, very well, but I just think it's better coming from a little bit deeper, and it does make a difference.
Good turn from Zico. They've got a spare man on the far side of the field as well. It's Trezeguet, can hit them in from distance. Looks to go wide to Fatu and flashing across the face of goal. Not far away from Marmoush, and that is what Egypt are so good at.
This is a really good break here. I mean, that ball has to go into the space for me. I think it allows Wesley to recover in those positions, but it's good play from Zico, especially to play that ball out to the left-hand side. And then he just goes agonisingly wide, but that's one of those ones. They go across the box. It was almost like a cross. But before Carlo Ancelotti came in, he stabilised things, but it was their worst World Cup qualifying campaign, Rob. And if they hadn't have extended the teams, they probably would have had to go through a playoff to be able to get to. And it sounds crazy because seeing another tournament without Italy is bad enough, let alone it's unthinkable to think about a tournament without Brazil.
They give the ball away here, and the gift is duly accepted. Bruno Guimaraes slots it home after a defensive misdemeanor by Egypt.
I spoke about this press from Brazil. It's been really good, but this is really poor from Lachine as well. And Chobir, the goalkeeper, plays it into the midfield. Have no idea what Lachine is doing in that position. You cannot. He has a look, he delays the ball, looks over his shoulder, and it doesn't matter what team you're playing against. You cannot allow yourself that much time on the ball. He's turning. Guimaraes comes in with the press, does really well. Great composure to be able to put it in the back of the net as well, but that's a gift for any team, let alone Brazil. One thing that really intrigues me about this Brazil team is the midfield three. You're looking at Paquetá, Guimaraes and Casemiro, who has had an unbelievable season with Manchester United, 34 years old. A lot of people have spoken about him and, would he be able to keep up to the tempo of the Premier League? And he's been one of Manchester United's best players this season.
Well, Marquinhos sells his goalkeeper short. Has he gifted an equaliser to Egypt? Yes, he has. Well, this is the night when the players are getting the mistakes out of the way. And a massive goal for Zico.
ट्रेडिंग में कुछ नया ट्राई करना।
Well, back-to-back games for Zico, coming off the back of scoring that goal against Russia last week. And you're right, Rob, it's about these uncharacteristic mistakes from both teams. In this position here, Marquinhos does not usually play that ball back in that position, underhits it completely. We all make mistakes, but both teams have made really poor errors and have given away and gifted the team. Zico still has a lot to do in this position. Alisson does his best, but I think he puts it in that window, Zico, for the goalkeeper to not have anything to do in that moment. Great composure from him, and it's 1-1, but really poor from Marquinhos.
All the players to gift a goal. He's the man who led Paris Saint-Germain to the Champions League success. Indeed, they made the quarterfinals for him at the last half-time, because those that didn't make the initial starting 11 will feel they have a point to prove to the wily old Italian. I'm sure he knows at least 8 of his starting 11. The place is up for grabs. Here is Rafinha, little drop of the shoulder, takes it back, and Brazil get the second. Fantastically finished by Luis Enrique. Well, that is Brazil at their best. That is what they are capable of doing. Can they harness it for the next month or so?
I spoke about this young player, just 19 years old. It was a lovely play from Rafinha. Look at his touch. Give and go. And Endrick puts it in the back of the net. What a finish. But this is all about the press. But look at this little touch here from Rafinha. Give and go. Lovely positioning from Endrick as well. And I'm so delighted for this player because he's so young, had a lot of pressure, had a lot of weight on his shoulders, goes to Lyon, goes on. And do you know what? He doesn't even catch that truly, but he's in the right place at the right time. And look at what it means to him. Lovely goal. But it's all about the wing play from Rafinha for me. This player in Endrick, there's been a lot of prospect, a lot of talk about him for the last 3 or 4 seasons. And that loan spell at Lyon has really done him well. I think getting on the score sheet tonight, he could be a real player to watch for in the World Cup. You know, we talk about breakout stars and having tournaments. It could be it for him.
They're looking for a third goal here. They're really putting the pressure on Egypt. Endrick has been there all fired up. They'll make the most of it, haven't they, when it falls their way. They recovered well in the first half. Here is Mohamed Salah, strokes the ball across the face of goal, and Everton, the backup keeper from Gremio, winning his 11th cap. It's Daniel. There is Salah, drops his shoulder on his less favoured right foot. Glasswood in.
See what he was trying to do. It does take a deflection.
A bad season at Liverpool. There'll be a lot of suitors for his talents. I'm sure working behind the scenes in the next few weeks. Rafinha gives chase. New team to play in all. Won it twice in the Americas, Mexico in 70, USA in 94. And they've got a chance here. It's an untidy challenge by Mohamed Abdelmonem.
Endrick's been excellent since coming into the game, not just his goal, but look at the strength to hold up the ball, draw a foul. It's poor really because he's not really going anywhere.
Endrick jostling for space in the area. He's gone a little bit earlier. Maybe that's all part of the routine. Routine gone wrong, and another excellent take from Mostafa Shobir.
You know, when you're looking at a player.
We have another head injury break. It's Dan concern about the heat, getting the fluids on board. So players really have dug deep. Everton can't get that, just stands his ground. Sleeping well tonight after exerting themselves here. Referee saw nothing wrong with that tackle. Clean and concise. Egypt have the spare man on the far side of the field. Can they finish strongly here? Brazil rocking back on their heels, and well, a little warning shot.
I mean, that was a great effort. It would have been interesting to see if this went in, if they would have checked it on VAR, because Matheus Cunha was so adamant. Zizo does so well here, comes in on his left foot. And this is actually very, very close. I mean, the keeper had it covered all day long, but it weren't that far wide.
How he keeps cool in that suit, I'll never know. Now, Luis Enrique goes through the defender, draws two, means there's extra space here. Enrique plays a little 1-2. Endrick and Enrique have been excellent additions in the second half, and we have another head injury break. It's Danilo who has gone down. suppose, as long as Salah wants to play for his country. He'll be in the national team in case...
Yeah, I don't think Endrick will start in that game, but I think Luis Enrique potentially, he started in the previous game, has been very, very good. I know a lot of the Brazilians really like him because he presses really well and he's also good 1v1 situations, but it's a good problem for Carlo Ancelotti to have.
Well, the referee draws to a close the final rehearsal for Brazil